What's good, y'all? It's Keon EXE, and welcome back to the Tech Lab game. Okay, now today we're gonna be reacting to Back for Blood review, the final verdict. So I just want to know what I'm getting into because I'm thinking about buying Back for Blood. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go. This game looking tough. I ain't gonna lie. This game looking tough. So just in case y'all didn't know, if you're not up to speed with Back for Blood, it's basically Left 4 Dead, but like revamped. So yeah, so I think it's made by the same people and stuff. So I really want to get into it. I always like Left 4 Dead. I'm just trying to see what I'm getting into.
It's hard to talk about Back 4 Blood without talking about its obvious influence. For all intents and purposes, Back 4 Blood can be thought of as Left 4 Dead 3, and it
What did I
wastes
say?
about as much time trying to divert your attention from its spiritual predecessor as I did. That is to say, almost none at all. From the numeral 4 in the title, to its being developed by the same studio, to most things about its co-op zombie shooter gameplay, Back 4 Blood is everything a Left 4 Dead game would be if it were brought to the new consoles. And that's great news.
That shotgun looks so
Developer
good.
Turtle
Looks like the
Rock seemed to
Remington.
take so many of the genre-defining aspects from Left 4 Dead games and infuse them with modern sensibilities to make a game that...
Who would y'all be and why? And what weapon would you use and why? Leave a comment below. I really want to know. Because I mostly... It would either be an AR for me or an SM... No, not SMG. Not bad. An AR for me or a shotgun. Shotguns are amazing against zombies. I don't know why. They just feel so satisfying to just mow down zombies with shotguns and ARs. I don't know. That's my thing. And then maybe a Molotov. I like setting them on fire too.
That's not just nostalgic for the people who have put hundreds of hours into the original series, but if you can look past a handful of bugs and a somewhat myopic focus, is massively satisfying as a modern experience in its own right. It wouldn't be a Left 4 Dead game or much of a co-op survival shooter at all without a zombie outbreak. Back 4 Blood skirts around that word for the most part, but what the game calls the Ridden are zombies through and through. There isn't an overwhelming amount of story thrown in aside from a cutscene or two inserted between acts that show the cast of characters moving from place to place and getting an update on their next mission. But while it would have been interesting to see some more context around how this group of people came together or how they set up so many safe rooms along the way, the sparse amount of explicit storytelling leaves room for the gameplay to breathe and lets the characters speak for themselves.
That's what I like.
This group of 8 seeming misfits is where the diversity of Back 4 Blood's writing is given permission to shine through. From Holly's excitability to Walker's grunt.
Nah, that big zombie looks crazy though. I can't wait to see that. Cause I don't know, from what I'm seeing, I think I would buy this game. I'm not gonna lie. I think I would buy this game.
Toughness. Whether playing online or solo, you'll always be in a group of 4 so-called cleaners, each of which has contextual dialogue with each of the other members, so even within gameplay, you'll find characters saying specific lines to another member of your party. Some lines are more story-focused, though most are the usual asking for ammo or wondering who was responsible for the friendly fire. But even hearing specific callouts and interactions between different characters lends the game an air of authenticity. In gameplay, the cleaners have unique enhancements that differentiate them, as well as unique individual starting weapons. Some, like Doc, have team-focused abilities that allow for healing or extra equipment slots, while others, like Jim, improve themselves with things like damage boosts in certain scenarios.
I would be the guy that's the healer in the group, so if y'all want to squad up, hit me up. I'll give you my Steam and stuff. But I would be the guy either with, because I saw a turret, I'd be the guy with a turret drop down or a medic. So just hit me up.
Regardless, whoever you decide to play as handles in about the same way. It's good to have someone on your team act as the team medic or the commando, but no one really controls any differently, which makes for an ability to play any character without hiccups, but also feels like a missed opportunity to allow for more diversity in gameplay. Luckily, Back 4 Blood's core gameplay is both satisfying and highly replayable. Like Left 4 Dead, it's structured into a series of shorter, linear levels with a handful of tasks you need to complete, which can range from delivering a package to destroying ridden nests or surviving a horde. Of course, the ridden are the stars of the gameplay show, and carving through every enemy from the normal grunts to the larger and more terrifying bruisers or reekers is a blast. Many of the enemy types are clearly related to those from the Left 4 Dead games, and I do wish there was more variation in the ridden, as it feels like there are even highly similar character models between them. Nevertheless, gunplay is fun and smooth. Guns stray a bit on the loose side, but overall, I found myself enjoying combat at every turn. I usually played as Holly, whose bat is as satisfying as it gets and can get you out of a pickle quickly.
She has a bat?
None of the stages overstay their welcome either. Most of the 30 or so stages, divided into 4 acts, take somewhere in the realm of 15 to 20 minutes at most, so it's easy to pick up and play a level or two in your downtime.
I wonder if you get like levels and character progression in this, because that's what I really like in games. I like the character progression, maxing out your stuff, your tree, and like getting different builds. That's my type of thing. I like RPG type things.
And if you fail, it's not the end of the world to start a stage from the beginning, which is good, since you'll probably die a lot. Even on the normal difficulty, I found that it can quickly get overwhelming if you don't play slowly and methodically, utilizing your teammates. Zombies can quickly gain awareness, especially if you set off one of the far too easily triggered horde notifiers from...
Okay, so that's not a camo from what I thought earlier. This here is not a camo. That's just barf on your gun and your skin. That's disgusting.
car alarms to flocks of pigeons. You get 1 continue per run with your team, but if everyone dies a second time, it's back to base camp to start a new run. The way you play is technically up to you, though Back 4 Blood certainly doesn't shy away from guiding you to play a certain way. The preferred way to play is in classic 4-player online co-op, though unfortunately there's no local split screen option. This is the easiest and most straightforward mode, and you can drop in and out at the start of any level that you progress to on a given difficulty. There's also an option for a solo campaign that fills your squad with 3 bots, and while the friendly AI doesn't always want to stick by your side or sometimes refuses to revive you, it's an equally valid way to experience the game.
No, it's not. Don't listen to him. Do not. I will never play with bots a day in my life. I'm only playing online when I get this game. Don't care.
However,
call me bougie if you want to.
The game unfortunately blocks you from progressing in the co-op campaign or earning supply points for upgrades in this mode, and instead unlocks everything from the start. While online co-op is undoubtedly the better way to play,
yes, sir,
this is a confusing and frustrating method of gatekeeping those who want to play solo. The most evident selling point is the new cards system.
Ooh.
Cards act like perks that...
Yes! Yes, okay, so there's some sort of like progression in the game, and I like that. I like that a lot. These cards look really interesting.
Give you and your team boost for a specific campaign run. For every instance of a run through the campaign, you can choose a certain number of cards from a custom built or predetermined deck to help you out, and choose another card from your deck for every level you complete.
Okay.
These are things like 5% faster move speed to having more copper spawn around the world to turning your melee attacks into a knife stab. Some cards, like that last
anyway, go back.
your...
What does it say? Play, decks, supply lines, cleaners, armory, profile. Okay, armory, I'm assuming, is where you spend your stuff to get the cards. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Melee attacks into a knife stab.
Customization?
Some cards, like that last one, seem like no-brainers that I use pretty much every time. But others make for interesting decisions that do switch up gameplay in more or less noticeable ways. The biggest issue with the cards is that they bring more complexity than they're worth. It's because of these cards that you can't have a single campaign slot, and I don't find them as game-changing as the game seems to think that they are. It's a nice touch, in theory, and as an added modifier of gameplay,
extra crit? What
the
you
extra
mean?
time to create new runs and build new decks detracts more from the overall fun of the gameplay than it adds. The other way to play Back 4 Blood is its PvP mode, Swarm, which allows...
I forgot there was a zombies mode where you can play the zombie. Yo, that's clean. I like that. That's hard.
Up to 8 players to play in teams of 4. one team of 4 ridden trying to kill the other team of 4 cleaners. You can feel
That's
some
cool.
of what Turtle Rock did with Evolve in this mode, and like Evolve, it's much more satisfying to play as the ridden than as the cleaners, especially since it's the only opportunity you have to do so in the entire experience. As a standalone mode, it's a whole lot of fun to play around with and see what works, or just go full speed ahead with your favorite ridden. And it has some deeper strategies that I'm sure will get fleshed out as more people get their hands on it. I can see it getting stale after too long without some updates to the number of ridden or the maps, but as of now, it's a solid addition to the package that may need a bit more love after launch.
Look at his arm!
But as of now, it's...
Oh, what? Yo! Where's my mouse, bro? Bro, look at his arm, bro. That junk is about to fall off, bro. And it looks disgusting.
It's a solid addition to the
Look
package
at
that
this.
may need a bit more love after launch.
Oh.
When it comes to Back 4 Blood's overall presentation, it's very much an update of what Left 4 Dead 2 looked like a decade ago, but brought into the next generation.
This looks
It's
cool.
very dark, with some mesmerizing neon lights, and the environments are mostly beautiful, though character models and animations can be a little janky. Levels run the gamut of traditional zombie settings, from the forest to the sewers, but they're diverse enough and bring about enough unique gameplay experiences to be forgiven. The sound design is excellent, topped off with a mission where you hold off a horde of zombies to some jukebox rock in one of the most memorable sequences in the...
Oh, his arm did fall off. Yo. That is nasty. Yo.
The entire game.
Ugh.
As of launch, I did encounter a handful of bugs, including 2 hard crashes, but nothing that otherwise broke the game for me. When it comes down to it, Back 4 Blood 4 is virtually everything I could have wanted in a Left 4 Dead 3.
Yes, sir.
Turtle Rock has taken everything they did in the original series, sprinkling in some of their work since, and made a core co-op zombie survival shooter that's as satisfying and replayable as pretty much any of its competitors. Its only major downfalls are the points where it tries to...
Giving it an 8 out of 10. That's actually not a bad rating. It looks like a really fun game. So... I usually don't go by ratings. I just go by how I feel about the game. I just wanted to get a little, a little opinion on what I'm going to get into before I buy the game. So I think I might cop this game. I don't know, guys. You let me know in the comments whether I should or should not. Make sure y'all subscribe for more content. You know what I'm saying? Become part of the Tech Lab today. And I'm out. Peace.